Did you know a single exercise could be the key to rapidly relieving your lower back pain, all without relying on painkillers, waiting weeks for a doctor's appointment, or risking dangerous surgery? My name is Phil Evans, and as a chartered physiotherapist with 20 years of experience, I've helped thousands of people over 50 resolve their back pain using one simple, effective exercise. In this video, I'm revealing what that game-changing exercise is, how doing it will help you avoid needing risky surgery, and I'll show you a technique that will help you regain confidence in your mobility in no time. I'll also reveal the reason we have back pain, why it is critical you perform this one exercise, and just how fast you can experience real improvements. But first, let's take a moment to understand why lower back pain tends to creep up on us as we get older, and why it's absolutely vital we tackle it head on. As we grow older, our muscles and our structures of our spine can start to lose their flexibility and strength. This natural aging process puts a lot more strain on our lower back, often leading to discomfort or persistent pain. But here's the good news. With a targeted exercise routine, you can reinforce these vital areas, boost flexibility, and significantly ease the pain. Think of your lower back as the foundation of a house. Just as a house relies on a strong foundation to stand tall and sturdy, your body depends on a robust lower back to support all of your movements. If the foundation weakens, the entire structure is at risk. Now here's the tricky part. When that pain kicks in, our natural reaction is to protect the area. It's instinctive. Your body is basically saying, don't move. If you move, you'll hurt more. And so what do? We avoid certain movements. We avoid bending, twisting, or anything that makes the back feel vulnerable. This is what we call avoidance patterns. But here's the thing, avoiding movement is actually one of the worst things you can do. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a door in your house that starts to squeak, so you stop using it. Over time, it gets rusty and eventually it won't open at all. The same thing happens to your muscles and spine when we stop moving them. Avoidance patterns lead to more weakness and stiffness, making the problem worse in the long run. But here's the truth. Your spine was designed to move. It wants to be flexed, it wants to bend, and it wants to twist. When you avoid these movements, you actually make your spine weaker and less resilient. This exercise encourages us to flex our spine, which might seem counterintuitive when we're in pain. Research has shown that exercising with a flexed spine can be safe and incredibly beneficial. By doing this exercise correctly, you not only strengthen your back muscles, but you retrain your body to move with confidence in ways that mirror real life movements. You'll stop avoiding bending and twisting, you'll start moving freely again, and that's the key to long-term back pain relief, building strength and restoring mobility where you've lost it. What's exciting is that I've witnessed firsthand in my clinic how patients in their 60s and 70s have dramatically improved their back pain in just a few weeks. With that, let's jump in. As we go through this exercise, I'll need you to pay close attention to the form of any modifications I show you. This is crucial for mobilizing these areas effectively and safely. But please note, consult a doctor before starting new exercises if you have any underlying issues. So let's dive into the exercise called the Jefferson's curl. An exercise that's highly effective for targeting your lower back, as well as your hamstrings, glutes, and core muscles. It works by strengthening the muscles along the spine, specifically the erector spinae, while also encouraging the hamstrings and glutes to support and stabilize the movement. This makes it a powerful exercise, not only by reducing pain, but also for increasing flexibility and mobility in your lower back. Let's start with your feet about shoulder width apart. Your knees should be soft, not locked, so you've got a little flexibility, but don't bend them too much during the exercise. Before we start moving, let's engage your core. Think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine. You should feel your core tighten, but please don't overdo it. Just enough to keep everything stable through the entire movement. Now let's start the actual Jefferson's curl. You're going to tuck your chin towards your chest. Imagine you're curling your spine one vertebrae at a time, starting right at the top. It's a slow, controlled motion. This is the key. You should feel your upper back begin to round as you continue the movement downwards. As you roll down, let your shoulders round forwards and allow your arms to drop naturally towards the floor. You're continuing to move through your spine one section at a time, from the upper back through the middle back and finally to the lower back. Remember, don't rush this part. The slower you go, the better. Your goal is to feel that deep stretch, especially in your hamstrings and lower back, without forcing anything. Make sure you keep your knees soft, but don't bend them more as you go down. The focus is on your spine and hamstrings, not your legs. Once you're as low as you feel comfortable, pause. You don't need to touch the floor, just go as far as your flexibility allows. When you reach that point, take a breath in. Hold the position for a moment and let your lower back really stretch out. Now exhale slowly. Breathing is super important here. It helps your muscles relax and lets you get deeper into the stretch without tension. To come back up, start by reversing the movement. You're going to uncurl your spine just like you curled it down. Engage your core again and slowly lift from your lower back first, then your middle back, and finally your upper back. Take your time, there's no rush. Keep your chin tucked until you're almost upright. The last thing to lift is your head, bringing you back to a standing position. This part is just as important as the roll down, so stay in control. Try to avoid any jerking movements. Control is everything here to keep your back safe. That's one rep. You can aim for about 5 to 10 repetitions depending on your experience level. Rest between sets if you need to, and as you get more comfortable with the movement, you can increase the challenge by holding a light weight such as a dumbbell or a kettlebell. Adding weight intensifies the exercise, deepening the stretch in your hamstrings and strengthening your back, but be sure to start light and focus on maintaining good form. Now, on the other hand, if you find the standing Jefferson curl feels too challenging, try a seated variation. Sit on the edge of a chair with your feet flat on the floor and slowly curl your spine forwards, one vertebrae at a time, reaching towards the floor with your arms. This seated version reduces the intensity and is a great starting point to building flexibility and control gradually. These variations allow you to tailor the Jefferson curl to your control and experience level, making it an effective exercise for all abilities. Stick with it, and over time, you'll notice big improvements. But here's the thing, fixing your lower back pain is just the beginning. You need to ensure that the rest of your body is strong, and in particular, your leg strength. But how do you do that? Well, watch this video next to find out the only exercise you need for stronger legs after 50. I'll see you there.